All right, here we go. Another episode. Today we're riding. Is it Dolo? No, it's not Dolo. Is it Dolo?
Dolo is by yourself.
Oh,
we're two people.
What's two people?
I don't know, because duo would be two. So
Dolo?
No, but people say Dolo is like a slang for like solo.
All right, I don't know what we're riding, but we're riding with just the two of us. Just me and Riley today. Obviously, we got Chris behind the camera as per usual. He's looking like a kind of like a sexy fisherman with the way he's got his hat set up right now. I don't know if he's going to rob us or if it's just a style thing he's got going on. But we're here tonight. We got a few questions from people that we want to go over and have some fun with. And one question that Chris just posed to us that I think we just wasted probably like 15 minutes talking about before we turned on the cameras is
warming up. We were warming up.
Yeah, we were warming up. Is in-person training versus online training and being a coach, right? And the difference between the two and how much of a stark difference they are. And while both have their benefits, right? The reality is in-person training is hard. It's hard.
It's very hard. I mean, me and Tim, not at the same time, both in-person train the same gym, right? I didn't train at the first one that you walked at.
Basically, when I left, they got a cheaper version of me to replace me. Is really what happened. I guarantee you, when you walked in the door, Stu probably got a hard on. He was like, "Yes." He's like, "I got him. I got him back."
You have to bleep that name out, though.
I don't give a fuck.
I do. We're not going to do that.
I would love a cease and desist. I'm like, yes, dude. I definitely gave him a little bit of agita.
But I will say, he definitely didn't get a cheaper version. But we did work at the same gym, and the owner, by the end of it, did not like either of us the same. But to the question, I mean, in-person training is definitely more taxing. Would you say more
taxing mentally, more taxing physically is what we were just talking about. And physically is one of those things too, where like it's not hard. It's not like it's manual labor or some shit. And I don't want to paint the picture that's not, because there's plenty of people that are gonna be listening to this that have a way harder job than we do, right? But it's still one of those things where it's like you're up at 4 a.m. to hit your 5 a.m. session. You're training 5 a.m. to like, 10, 11, noon sometimes, and then you're out of there at noon, right? Only to be back a few hours later, and in between then you got your own shit to handle. You got to train yourself, right? You got to get your meals in. You got to do all the things that you have to do, and like that's hard because you were just up at 4 a.m. Like you're tired, dude. You know what I mean? You don't have time to go home, take a nap, eat a full meal, come back at your own training session inefficiently. You know what I mean? And then go train your people at night. Usually that's a rarity, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're a good trainer and you have a full book or even close to a full book. It's one of those things where it's like something somewhere starts to fall off, whether it's your sleep. Because again, maybe you have a 9 o'clock at night client and then you have a 5 a.m. client, which we both know that. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's like, it's not, I wouldn't call it physically demanding. It just physically sucks. Does that make sense?
100%. Like my schedule, so I had the most I retained hour-wise was 38. I had 38 hours sessions, 38-hour sessions. I never did half-hour sessions. I don't know if you did those or not.
I did a couple for like the owners' wives.
Okay, fair enough.
I trained both owners' wives.
Yeah. But I would be up. I'd have to wake up at 4 a.m. I would train from like, my first client was at like 5 a.m. to my last one in the morning was 11 or 12. And then I would have to train, eat. I would have to do whatever I would do. And then I had to be back at the gym by like, I would have to leave my house at 4, get there by like 4:45, 5, and then train till like 9, 10 o'clock at night, rush home, go to sleep, wake up at 4 again. It was exhausting.
Yeah, that was basically, I always had morning clients, always. Like that was my one thing. I always had morning clients, and then eventually it was one of those ones where it's like, especially with the level of clientele that I had, it was different because I was coaching at the same time, right? And I had to deal with the gym where my clients would come in, you know what I mean, to train, and they wouldn't even pay for their session in a lot of cases. Sometimes they would pay for their session. It really depends on how often I would see somebody, you know what I mean? I'm not going to give away free shit all the time.
But you were offering them free sessions because they were training with you?
If I was coaching you back then, right, it'd be one of those things where it's like you're doing your own thing, and then it'd be a conversation where it's like, dude, come in and get a session so we can go over this, and this, and then you might come in like whatever, once a month, once every other month maybe, just to get a free session in, and that would be a thing for you and I to be able to keep up. I can make sure you're doing what you need to do, right? But it was one of those things where it's like those times, right? Because it's my young clients that are training typically at whatever, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Now I'm back to do those sessions. And then a lot of my paid clients were first thing in the morning. That's where it's like, I would also say that's the interesting thing. Like that group of people that I had in the early morning, right? They're always the ones where it's like, you as a trainer, you're going to get a lot more clients that are just Gen Pop that don't...
Lifestyle.
Yeah. Lifestyle, general population, whatever you want to call it. But they don't, it's not, I don't want to say they don't care, but it's a lot harder to be able to go in there consistently motivated and consistently passionate when these people aren't necessarily doing anything else to be able to get a result, but yet they're still telling you that they want to get a result. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the hardest thing for me, and I'm sure you too when you're in-person training, is the people that they'll train with you at 5 a.m. 3 days a week, and they'll try to be as consistent as possible. They'll still come in on the 2 days or whatever that they're not training with you. You help them with maybe a basic training plan so they know what they're doing, without you. But then they'll still go home and have McDonald's on the side or this and that. But then they'll to you, like, they're not getting the results training with you, but really they're just fucking themselves up because they're going home and having, McDonald's with a side of wine.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. You're not going to get a fucking result, period, from anything you do if your dinner every night's 3 glasses of wine and a bag of Skittles. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's, it's just not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's even more.
Plenty of lifestyle, especially high-end people who, have that luxury. That's what it is.
I would say with lifestyle clients in the gym versus online training, right? It's what think about what they're coming to you for, right? When they're coming to you in the gym, they're coming there just because they're trying to enlist somebody that's going to help them work out for this hour, period, right? And then some of them are going to tell you like, hey, I'm here for X reason. And when you're signing them up, there's going to be that conversation, that sales, moment where you're selling them and they're telling you like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. That's why I'm here to pay a trainer, whatever it is. I think the starting rate there is like $75 an hour for a session.
It was 65, but I never went that low.
So yeah, exactly. So it was like, for us, it was whatever, 85, 95, 105, whatever it was. Yeah. And there's certain levels there where it's like you can change your pricing at this particular gym, or based on your demand, you could change your pricing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But again, the point there is they're spending all this money on shit, right? And it's like they're going to tell you when they're spending that money, they want to do this, this, this. You're telling them you can help them do this, this, and this. But again, they're ultimately paying for that hour session multiple times a week potentially, right? But then there's no consideration to the other variables that are ultimately going to be what make you change, especially at that level.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Like if I had somebody in there like Chris or you, and you guys were coming in 4 or 5 times a week just to train, even if your diet wasn't good, you'd still be able to get a realistic result. But again, realistically, when you're training people in there, what are they coming in 2 or 3 times a week? Like that's a good client when they're coming in 3 times a week.
That's
you know
great,
what I mean? Yeah.
In my opinion, 3 days a week having. Because that's, you got to figure
that's like $1,000 a month. Yeah.
$85 times 3 times 4. That's a lot of money. Yeah. So I was having plenty.
You can't do that math though that quick, can you?
No,
me neither.
85 times 3 times 4.
Chris, come on, calculator, man. What are you doing, dude? $12.50. You son of a bitch. But there you go.
$12.50?
Think about that.
That's $80 a session.
I think we have to check his math on that one.
Yeah.
Times 3 times 4 weeks.
Times 4, 16, 20. Yeah. It's like $1,100.
Yeah, so think about it. That's rent of a studio apartment. You know what I mean? Like
that's more than my studio apartment.
What?
That's more than my studio apartment.
Yeah. Well, you don't have a studio apartment. You have a condo. It's different. That's a mortgage. I'm talking rent.
True. Yeah.
Rent's gonna be low, especially in the state of New Jersey. Obviously, not everybody here is watching in the state of New Jersey. But again, the bottom line though is they're spending all that money. It's to get a result. Yeah. But again, they're not doing what they need to do in totality to get the result. No, it becomes unmotivating for you and for them.
But then they also look to you like it's not working. This training's not working.
And that's the mental side of personal training that fucking is even more exhausting than the physical side. The mental side of it is like, you're face to face with somebody for an hour and then, right back into it. Like, I'm
an underpaid therapist.
And you're socially exhausted by the end of the day. 100%. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have like much capacity to be able to go home to your relationship and be face to face with your girl or your boyfriend or whatever it is thereafter. So it's draining you a little bit on both ends of that spectrum, right? And then it becomes something where it's like, you're still only getting, at best in a lot of cases, 50, 60% of that session, right?
50%,
because
yeah.
the X amount's going to go to the house every single time, right? Even if you're a freelance trainer and you're training at different gyms, you're paying that gym X amount of rent, essentially, to be able to host yourself and host your clients there, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, at that rate, if you're charging $65, $75, $85 an hour, what are you really getting out of that hour? $50, $60, something like that? You know what I mean? So now you have to have fucking, 40, 50, 55 hours of that mentally exhaustive fucking work, that socially exhaustive work.
And you got to figure, you're talking to 8 different people an hour at a time nonstop. You're talking for 8 hours nonstop.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah. And again, it becomes one of those things where it's like, how many of those same conversations are you having with that one individual that is having fucking Skittles and wine for dinner or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, then they come back and they're asking you like, how do I get a butt like that other person that you have? And it's like, well, that other person I have follows their meal plan. They do all this different stuff, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, oh, well, that's too much for me. And it's like, no, I know. That's why you just got to shut up and work out.
And let's take age.
Let's be real with what we're doing here.
Let's take age into consideration. I had plenty of people who are in their 50s, 60s maybe, looking at someone who was like Chris's age, like, how do I get arms like that? How do I get, like, come on. 20 years ago, I could have helped you.
Right. Yeah, either that or you just don't have the genetics for it to begin with.
That too.
I think in a lot of cases when it came to those general population clients, it was more a matter of like, hey, this is performance-based shit, right? Yeah. It's like you started with me and we were only, incline dumbbell pressing 50-pound dumbbells. Now you're doing 80-pound dumbbells, or you got fucking 8 plates on the sled when you used to have fucking 2 plates on the sled. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is from that perspective to kind of show them like, hey, this is the progress. You know what I mean? From a performance and a training standpoint. But if you want the other progress as far as like, physique, whatever augmentation or changes, you got to do the other things that are necessary for that. And now online coaching, right, or training, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they're coming to you for more of that grand perspective of, I know it's my diet, I know it's my training, I know it's my lifestyle, how am I going to manipulate these things to make it better? So there's that, they're kind of like a pre-qualified in that sense, where it's like, training in person, they're only qualified or they're only like, set up to accept responsibility for that hour, 2, 3 hours, 4 hours potentially that you have them for the week. Whereas the people that are coming online, it's more of, like I said, that totality, that whole umbrella concept of what it is that they're coming. Do you know what I mean? So they're more apt to do the things that we're telling them to do.
And let's call it spade a spade. I mean, online training is 10 times cheaper, almost literally 10 times cheaper.
No, I was going to say 10 times minimum.
Yeah, because I mean, you said it was $1,250, right, to train with me 3 days a week in person, but it's what, $200 a month to just online train with me. That's why a lot of my clients right now are young.
Yeah.
In their 20s and their 30s. I mean, I know you have a bit of an older crowd as well, but you have so many. But that's what I like about coaching in general, is because like the younger generation, like most of my in-person trainings were in their 40s, in their 50s, with a well-established career, and they're high up. They can afford $1,200 a month without blinking. Now I have people in their 21, 25, 27, 30 who can afford $200 a month and not really blink at it because it's not that expensive.
What it ultimately does as far as online training and coaching too is like when you get results are motivating. So to me, there's always that cycle there, right? Where it's like, you need adherence and consistency, right? And when you have that adherence and you're consistent with that adherence, what happens is you get fucking results. Mm-hmm. Once you get results, you get motivation to keep going. And then that's that cycle. So the results breed the motivation to be more adherent, more consistent, and then you get more results and you get more motivation to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it becomes that cycle where, again, online training, in-person training, I don't know if you ever hit that level to where it's like, oh, this shit is motivating me to do better and better and better. You know what I mean? And again, we see it sometimes now where we have people that come to us and are like, I have a trainer in person, but again, they're seeking additional help to be able to actually meet their goals. So I think from my perspective, like the one benefit to online coaching is, I get far more results online coaching. And I realized that very early on, which is why I've been coaching for 10 plus years now, or 10 years now. No, 10 plus years now.
You're so old.
Yeah, fucking old as hell. Wise as fuck, though. But I'm able to get far more results that way. And that actually influenced my personal training books, right? Where it was like, I would post pictures of people getting results, and then people would come in looking for me saying like, oh, I want that trainer, that because he got this result for this person and that result for that person. And that's where, because at the time I was managing, right, other trainers and shit, and it became one of those things where it's like, this is, I'm starting to put together kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like I could put together like a photo gallery or whatever you want to call it, like a book, and somebody can come in and they'll say, they're coming in for a free training session. Now you have to sell them, and it's like I'm going to sell you not just on my training, but like the proof is in the fucking pudding, and you could look through this and like here's all the clients that I'm helping. And again, on the back end of that, they're doing more, right? Because they're online clients and in-person clients, right? But it becomes one of those things where like now you have the results, right, to be able to garner that additional attention and get that additional business, right? And now these things start to like, I think when you have that result, right, and now you can tell people like, hey, this is what happened to get this result. You have to do this.
Yeah, you have real testimonies.
They're a little bit more likely to do that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do think it's harder to get that result in person. Like I think
100%.
Like I respect all in-person trainers. I was one, you were one, but it's 100% harder to get that result by just seeing somebody. Like I had clients that would see me once a week.
Yeah.
I mean, to train once a week, what kind of results are you gonna get?
I also think it's something too, though, where for coaching, like we need to be more. I don't want to say we're smarter, because that's not necessarily the case. You're most certainly not smarter.
Then who?
I'm most certainly not smarter. Let's be real, right? Like I got fucking grams of protein in my back pocket, and that's about it. Otherwise, I got to call Chris for fucking math equations that are relatively simple. But the bottom line there is, I think you have to be more in tune with everything that's going on. Obviously, it's what we're talking about, right? Yeah. But you have to understand that and actually be knowledgeable on that enough, right? Whereas in-person training is almost one of those things where it's like, you want to in-person train, you can get a training job fucking right now, dude. Go on fucking Indeed or fucking. Where do you go for that shit nowadays? Is Indeed still a thing?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah, Indeed, fucking Craigslist. I don't know where people get jobs nowadays.
Definitely not Craigslist.
But what?
Definitely not Craigslist.
Well, you could walk into any commercial gym, let's say,
100%.
and you could get fucking hired like that. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, and I don't even know nowadays how much esteem or how much necessity there is in even having a certificate to train, right? Some gyms might require it, but I know there's a lot of gyms where it's like, if you go in and have a good interview, you're not even required. And in the state of New Jersey, there's no licensure law, so you don't. I was going to say, in New
Jersey, you don't need to be certified.
Yeah, I realized that early on, where I got a couple of them early on. And it was just one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to pay to renew this. I'm not going to maintain this, because at the end of the day, it didn't do me any fucking good. You know what I mean? Like, I could walk into any gym and be like, hey, here's my resume. You know what I mean? They'll hire me in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not to sound like arrogant or whatever. It's just, the facts.
No, sure.
But again, I think the point there is, like, you could walk into a gym and you could just be somebody that's like, I really like working out, so I'm going to be a personal trainer. You know what I mean? That's where personal training comes from, I think, in a lot of cases, mm-hmm. right? People that enjoy being in the gym, they enjoy working out, and now they're put in a position where you're like, oh, you can make money doing this, so go ahead and do it, right? Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that person has the passion to be knowledgeable deeply in that scenario, right? And that's why you don't see a lot of personal trainers actually make it, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't apply themselves to that secondary degree or that higher degree, if you would, right? They're not getting that further education, and therefore they're not able to help that client that only comes in 2 to 3 times a week. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I had that client 2 to 3 times a week, I would find a way to be able to get that client at least some results. You know what I'm saying? Again, whether it's performance-based, whether it's physique augmentation, at the end of the day, or even the way that you speak to people is something where, again, online coaching, you have to be proficient at. So like when you're online coaching, you're learning how to get to people in a way where you're trying to get them to understand what they need to do.
You're teaching them.
Deliver a message in a way where it's going to be something that syncs with them, their needs, their thought process, their goals, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it's a lot easier to do that, again, when somebody's coming to you, right? Because they want that grand perspective. They want that grand overhaul of everything that's going on. So to me, I think everybody would agree to, it's a no-brainer, online coaching versus in-person training. But it's also one of those things that I'll be interested to see how it continues to evolve as far as the industry is concerned. Because, nowadays you have a lot more opportunity, I think, because of the fitness culture and because of the way things have evolved, right? Like there is a lot of gyms out there now, you know what I mean? Well, there always has been.
I think COVID had a lot to do with the way it evolved, because before COVID, in-person training was big.
See, you say that.
I think it was big.
But again, when I started, my first personal training job was in 2003, dude, right? So it's like, in 2003, I walked in, and my first gig, I was charging at $85 an hour, right? Personal training. And because personal training back then was huge, right? You could make 6 figures as a personal trainer relatively easily.
I was 7 years old. You're so old.
I was only like 18 years old at the time.
No, that math doesn't equate.
It's got to.
How old are you? You're 72. I'm 27. Maybe.
Yeah, right. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was 20. Yeah, it was 21 years ago.
Yeah, so I was 18.
Wow, so old.
Yeah.
You're so old.
It's like 18, 19, something like that. Anyway, bottom line is...
Make sure you zoom in on his grays.
Anyway, bottom line is, back then it was still like there weren't alternatives. There weren't coaches back then. Like there wasn't. Like that's not what coaches were still trainers back then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I think after COVID it really blew up because people couldn't go in the gym.
Well, what I'm saying, but remember, it flipped multiple times. That's what I'm saying. Like business is solidic in that sense, pretty much. Across the any business, right? Mm-hmm. But in this sense, it was back then training was still really big, right? And it was one of those ones where gyms were starting to see the benefit of training, right? And they were charging those. And then what happened was budget gyms came out, and they had gyms like fucking Planet Fitness starting to hit the ground. You had gyms like Retro in our area starting to hit the ground, and you had these gyms that would be $20 a month. Back then in 2003, it's $50 a month for a gym membership, period. You would go in and pay that $100 down, right? Which eventually became something where they would just lure you in, and they would say, you know, like, hey, we can waive this entry fee if you pay your $50 membership right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But early on, everybody paid $100 down, right? $50 a month, $50 a month, right? And gyms lived off their membership base because there wasn't so much competition. So if you were a gym opening up back then, you'd have 6,000 members, 8,000 members, 10,000 members in some cases, right? In our area gyms that I worked at, right? And then it turned into one of those things where the budget gyms came out, competition was fucking all over the place as far as gyms are concerned, because they opened up on every corner with all these small gyms like retros, right? That were only like fucking 7,000 square feet, right? Versus the big box gyms that were 35 to 55,000 square feet.
Like the LA Fitnesses and
yeah, so their thing was, hey, because our overhead is lower, we just need to charge $20 a month and we'll live off of volume, right? And then those gyms entered in the budget training world, where it was like, you know, and it was one of those things where we needed a way to turn tables faster, right? Where turning tables is like a waiter's fucking verbiage, right? Like if you're a waiter, you have somebody hit the table, like you want to get them in and out as fast as possible so you can get another people or other whatever
table.
Yeah, customers into the table so you can make more money, right? You want to turn those tables fast.
Yeah, you want
Same
more
exact thing with personal trainer at that time, because the gym memberships dropped to $20 a month versus the $50 a month. How are we going to make up that lost revenue, right? But still be competitive with pricing. Enter personal training. How do we get people into personal training at a rapid rate? And it was like circuit training, group training, you know, half-hour sessions, right? So now if you're charging people whatever, $30 for a half hour, whatever the fuck these gyms are training, you could train multiple people at once, right?
Well,
get
I think
people
that's
in,
where
get people out.
I think that's where most gyms get a majority of their revenue, if they have a good training center.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now they do that.
Yeah, because you got to figure a membership is.
Well, what gym are you talking about, though? Think about it. Like Iron Revolution,
they
Kingdom,
don't do training.
Paramount. That's what I'm saying. None of these gyms really do much training there, right? They might have training departments, but they don't make their bank on training. They make their bank on their $65 fucking month membership.
Well, I'm talking about the commercial gyms specifically.
Even commercial gyms. Like, think about it. LA Fitness is $40 a month. You know what I mean? $37 a month, right? Fucking OVA.
Yeah, but it's still
$40 a month.
It's still $70 a session if they want to do a training session.
At LA Fitness?
Yeah, LA Fitness is expensive for training.
Remember, they're doing half-hour sessions, though. That's what they're going to sell you.
No, I know, but so let's say they're doing $50 a half-hour session. In an hour, they're making 2 memberships.
What do you mean? In an hour, they're making 2 memberships?
$50 a session, their membership is $40. So in an hour, they're making $100. Or let's say, well, the house gets 50%, right? So they're making $50 in an hour rather than $50 a month.
I'm not following what you're putting down, Chief.
You get it, Chris?
Yeah.
So do you?
Are you just saying that?
No,
So you got to figure.
more efficient.
So we're back. We're gonna get into a different topic here. No more online coaching and personal training topics. Well, I guess we're still on that a little bit, but something a little bit different. So I guess the questions now are what got us into bodybuilding, and then what got us into coaching. So let's start with the bodybuilding first. What got you into bodybuilding, Chief?
What got me into bodybuilding or what got me into training?
Yeah, whatever. What got you into training?
I never played a sport. I think I told you this a while ago, but I never played a sport in high school. So all my friends played like football, soccer, track, whatever the case may be. And I just literally did nothing. So I had nothing to do after school. And Gold's Gym, which is now 365, which is now I Am Fitness, was a quarter mile from my house. So I used to walk there when I was 16. Walk there, go to the gym while everybody was at
But what made you want to go do that, though? Just because you didn't play a sport?
Yeah,
Chris, do I look gay right now? Am I sitting gay?
Well, your hand is a little, the whole posture of it, I would say it's questionable.
Okay, so what should I...
no, that's even worse.
No? Yeah, it's worse?
Other way.
What?
Other way.
Other way?
Lean the other way.
I don't want to lean the other way. I'm comfortable. Nobody look at me. Go ahead.
Oh my God!
Watch yourself, bro. I just got a cut. Shout out to Roman. What do you mean?
How many times
bro?
do you get
First
your
and
hair
foremost,
cut?
I got to keep my beard looking delicious. My
beard
hair,
is fine, but like, how many times do you get your stubs cut?
once every other week, give or take.
Really? Once every 2 weeks? I feel like you just got a cut.
Sometimes I'll go a little bit more than once every other week.
For what?
If I'm feeling kind of shabby and I need a little pick me up, you know what I'm saying?
You have no hair to be shabby.
And it's not like anybody ever sees it because I'm always wearing a hat. But whatever.
Literally.
You know, I'm trying to keep it clean though. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Do you put the hat on immediately after leaving the barbershop?
I feel bad sometimes because I don't want Roman to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so you wait till you get to the car?
Yeah, literally. I just wait until I get outside. Sometimes we'll go to Starbucks, which is in the same plaza. So I kind of just walk and then I put it on. You know what I mean? But I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad.
That's so
But it's also one of those ones because, like, you know, when you get your beard done, like, you have hair all over your shit, and then there's hair on your face, and it's like,
in your ears
now there's
and
hair
stuff like
getting
that.
everywhere. Yeah, so sometimes I might even just leave it off so I'm not getting hair fucking everywhere. But, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. There's some times where I'm still in the barbershop, I put my hat back on.
Getting your beard done is the most fucking annoying thing on the face of the earth, though.
Really? I don't mind it.
I get fucking hair everywhere, dude. Like, it's in my
Well,
mouth.
it definitely
it's
gets
up
in my mouth,
fucking
and
nose.
usually, like, I'm chewing, and, like, I'm trying to spit in the bottle, and there's hair everywhere. It's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Having a beard, though, is makes me feel more like a man.
I saw a picture, actually, on my Instagram.
I can sit like this when I have a beard.
No, you can't. You still can't.
Yeah, because everybody knows. You know what I mean?
Beard doesn't mean you can sit like that.
Go fuck yourself.
What were we talking about? There was a picture of you on my Instagram with no beard.
Picture of me on your Instagram?
Yeah, well, it was at the show 2022.
At your show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once in a while, that was before honestly, there was a period of time where I didn't go to the barber.
It doesn't even look like 2 years ago. That was only a year and a half ago.
Man, I'm kind of handsome without a beard, though, huh?
I like the beard.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. Obviously, I look handsomer with a beard.
Okay, excuse me.
But I still look pretty good with no beard.
that's
Sometimes
debatable.
I question, how good I used to look without a beard.
Nah,
That's
you
pretty
look
solid,
like,
though. I feel like if I opened
I
up
will
an
say you look
OnlyFans,
like you're
I'd
like
probably be
28.
top 5%.
You said what?
If I opened up an OnlyFans with no beard, I'd probably be top 5%.
You think so, huh?
I know so.
Okay. All right,
It's
buddy.
not true.
What got me into training?
Yeah.
I didn't play sports, so like
I know,
just
but that's not what got you into training. You didn't wake up one day and you're like, I don't play football. I'm gonna lift weights.
I literally was sitting home so much that after school I was like, what can I do? I think
And as a 16-year-old, you just thought, I'm gonna go work out.
my mom called me and was like, 365. She was a member there at the time, or she is not anymore. They will let you come in. She asked if I can join. She was like, as a 16-year-old, you're able to join with parents' consent. So I'm like, okay, so I'll try it out. I'll try working out. We'll see what happens. Because I didn't work out before that.
So you didn't have like a thing where you're like, yeah, I want to get jacked.
An epiphany?
Not an epiphany, like a whatever, like a desire to be jacked. Like you didn't like.
After I started training and I liked it, yeah. I saw a little tiny result, like Dan did, but just without gear. And I was going in there and doing like arms, like I told you, 3-4 days a week.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Right.
Maybe chest. I did legs a few times, but and then I just started doing it consistently, and then it just became a routine.
And then you got D-ball.
Well, yeah.
When was the first time you took D-ball? Steroids.
I didn't start taking gear until I was 21.
Really?
Yeah.
He's lying.
I swear to God.
He's lying for sure.
It just hit me really well.
Really
and then
well. What do you mean? The steroids hit you really well?
Yeah. Like I
Bro, that was like 5 years ago.
Well,
6 years ago.
when I started my first cycle, I think I went up like from 150 pounds to 189 pounds, 190 pounds in just a cycle.
Yeah, but your first cycle was like 800 milligrams of tren. And D-ball.
It was my first cycle ever was probably like 600 test.
Yeah.
It was a 300 milligram bottle that I was doing 2 cc's a week.
Yeah, so you just went all in.
Yeah, I hit what you were saying that you wanted to go up to the peak. I was like, here's my peak. Let's roll. So then my second cycle was trend.
But there was no like real reason why you got into the gym other than like I'm being lazy and I don't feel like doing anything else.
Yeah, other than it was just accessible to me at that time.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why I find that weird, but I find it weird. Like
Is that weird?
Is
that weird?
Dude, when I was 16, all I did was fucking smoke pot and play video games.
Well, I told you I got arrested twice. I did that. I've been there, drank at the park down by my house, got arrested doing that, just did delinquent shit, and then they all started playing sports. So I was like, all right, I got to do something.
Your friends started playing sports after because they were getting arrested?
Well, that was
my friends and they played sports and got arrested, and we did that all through fucking high school and then multiple years outside of high school.
Like I said, it was just accessible because my mom said I can join. And I was like, all right, yeah, sure. Why not? I'll give it a shot.
If anything, I think I definitely was like, when I was like 17 years old, I got into the gym my last year of high school.
Why did you get into the gym?
We told the story because I fucking basically, failed, not failed. I had a whole bunch of incompletes from skipping school in high school, and I had to, in order to graduate my senior year, I had to make up all these credits. I had not gone to one fucking gym class up until that point, so I had 4 straight blocks of gym class to finish my day, and we just made a new weight room for the football team at the high school. So basically what happened was I had to do gym for the first 2 gym blocks that I had, and the last 2 classes of gym, they let me be in the weight room, right? It's just so I didn't have to do the same fucking things over and over and over again with the same gym teachers, right? So I was in there, and it just turned into one of those
senior year?
Yeah. And it just turned into one of those things that, my buddy Al at the time, who was the one that got me into taking shit, he was just getting into it, right? But he was really like, he was a wrestler. So he was trying to put on size, trying to build some muscle. Even his brother was into it. Our buddy AJ was a football player. He was really into it. And Al was small like I was. AJ was always jacked. He was the big guy. Like, legitimately, he was like our friend. Where, like, like I remember one time we got into it with some kids that were much older than us from Rawway, actually, at the Keyport Fair, Fireman's Fair, right? And we got
ghetto as fuck.
We were legitimately like, I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I can't remember the timeline at all. But we were young in high school, right? Maybe we were 15, maybe we were 16, something like that. These kids were like in their 20s. They had actually robbed a van. So they were actually like driving around in a stolen van with a whole bunch of people in the van, and they were jumping out robbing people, right? So they would literally pull up next to a group of kids, slide open the doors, and then everybody would jump out, run your pockets, and then they would jump back in.
This is what you did?
No, this is what these kids were doing, right?
Okay, gotcha.
But they came up to us, right? And I think I was the first person they came up to, or it was either me or my friend Dave. And they're like, let me get what in your pockets. For Dave, I think they wanted his chain, if I remember correctly. AJ was the friend that was so big. Like, I remember I got hooked, and I thought I was dead. I thought I was, seriously, I think I fell to the ground and started, like, pleading, like, please, like, telling them, like, I'm going to die. Please leave me alone. Like, whatever it is. Like, I think my life flashed before my eyes, like all that type of shit.
Wait, what was this? This was senior year of high school?
No, we were definitely younger than senior year of high school. It had to be like,
15
whatever.
years old?
Freshman, sophomore,
14?
or something like that. But
he said, I'm going to die.
yeah, no, I was like pleading with the guy, like, please leave me alone. Please stop hurting me. Yeah.
Dead.
And then, like, but all I remember from there was, because everybody else was fighting back and doing their thing. And again, these are like, these kids are probably like fucking 5, 6, 7, 8 years older than us, right? But AJ came out of nowhere, and just the kid that was beating the shit out of me, one hit knocked him fucking cold out. Anyway, bottom line is, I wanted to be fucking, whatever. Dave, also his older brother, Evan, was like this fucking 300-pound monster that played football. Like, I was the small kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you see any pictures of me, I have them on my phone. You see pictures of me hanging out with the rest of my friends, I am the tiniest motherfucker on the face of the earth. Was tiny in fucking high school. I was 140, 130 pounds, somewhere around there in high school, you know what I mean? So it was just, I was small, I had a tiny little penis, right? And it was just one of those things where it's like, how am I going to make up
So what
this?
changed? You just gained 60 pounds?
Did I just gain 60 pounds? What do you mean?
So you went from 130 pound small penis to 160 pound small penis?
I wouldn't even.
Or
It took me a long
200
time to hit 160 pounds, bro. I probably wouldn't hit 160 pounds seriously until I was like 25, 26 years old, something like that. At that point, I was probably like fucking pushing like 150, feeling like I was brolic as hell. You know what I mean? And probably fluctuating up and down somewhere around
I will
there.
say, I looked at old pictures of myself when I was like 155 pounds and working out for like 6 months, and I definitely back then thought I was the man.
Yeah.
I definitely thought I was the man.
Oh yeah, so did I.
155 pounds.
Like I remember like just doing bicep curls, and like I would see that vein pop out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, dude, now I'm in it. Now I'm in it. Sign me up. Where the trunk's at?
That's what,
This is happening
Where
right
the
now.
trunks?
This is happening right now.
That's the same thing I did.
There used to be a product from MuscleTel called Nano X9 or NO2s back in the day, or another one. They were just arginine, alpha ketoglutarate. Yeah, you would just take like 8 pills, and it would give you a little bit of a pump.
I took those.
I honestly thought they were steroids. Like that was my fucking go-to.
Yeah, that was my SARMs back then.
Yeah, 100%.
The NO2
and they were like $80 a bottle too, and I had to like fucking
You had
like
to save up your allowance.
I didn't get any allowance, but yeah, I definitely had to save up some money for that shit. But yeah.
I think what kept me in the gym is that same thing. Like I saw a vein in my bicep.
That's definitely what kept me in the gym. Was definitely like wanting to get the results. What got me in the gym was wanting to like be more fucking, honestly, get more girls, be fucking bigger, like not be the fucking chump. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what got me into the gym.
It didn't really have to do with the girls with me. Like I think I had a.
That's what made me want to go to the gym.
Yeah, no, like I said, it was just accessible for me. And then I had this kid who I guess really helped me go to the gym. Not help me, he was just as clueless as I was, but he was a wrestler. And his grandfather, who he stayed with, was best friends with my mother. So they were like, oh, they can go together, whatever. So he would go before school because of wrestling after school. So for me to go with someone at 14, 15, 16 years old, I was like, I'm a quarter mile, I'll go there. So I used to go with him before school, and then like after however much long, I just ended up it was just a routine for me at that point. I just didn't go before school anymore, but it was just a routine for me at that point that I wanted to go to the gym.
Did it take you a while to like, were you like automatically consistent right out of the gate, or was it something where it took you a while to like find that like, because I feel like when I was getting into the gym, and it was definitely happened to me too, whereas like that 17, 18 years old, I was really adamant about it. And then I was like, I wanted to be a personal trainer. I went to work at GNC, all these different things to be able to pursue that. But as far as the gym itself, like I wasn't into bodybuilding yet. So like there were times where like that, not the gym, I'd be like, going for a run every day. Like I was trying to be like physically active and trying to work out and wanted to get like a six pack and all this different shit, but it wasn't necessarily a matter of like me going to the gym exclusively all the time. That was kind of like inconsistent at first to a certain extent, but even with that inconsistent, I feel like it's a lot more consistent than most people were. You know what I'm saying?
When I was younger,
like I might not have had money to have a gym membership for a month. So like I was out of the gym for a month.
my
and then
mom
I
paid for mine, so.
Yeah,
But
go fuck yourself.
I was the same way.
Rich
Like
kids.
I was not rich. I was pretty consistent with the gym in itself right out the gate. But I did a lot of those extra, I guess you could say, curricular things. Like I would go on 5 mile runs, 3 mile runs, like every other day with the gym, or running to the gym, then running home. And like just, I was fixated on, first of all, I had back 16 years old, I had no idea what bodybuilding was.
Yeah.
I think all I knew was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, same. I don't think I knew what bodybuilding was.
I didn't know what bodybuilding was. I didn't know the sport even existed. But I was just fixated on looking the best at my age group of that high school. And then like when we started going, like I was the junior in high school or the senior in high school at 16, 17 year old, being able to bench press 225 for like 9 reps. When everybody was doing 135 for 2.
That was originally what like motivated me. Like we had the thing on the wall where it's like, the 225 club, the 300 club, like all these different like clubs. And I was like, bro, I want to be in one of those clubs, bro. I can't even bench a plate right now. Like somebody give me some drugs.
I was the freak that was still like I was 140 pounds benching 225.
Bro. You have fucking short little arms. Your arms are the size of my fucking forearm.
It don't matter.
That's 100% matters. It's called fucking
strong.
leverage. What are you talking about,
still
bro?
Strong.
You also only have to go this fucking far.
That's okay with me.
I'm not. Listen, you got to work with what you got. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, let's not praise you for being pressing 225. You know what I'm saying?
For 56 reps.
That's like Chris pressing fucking
225 for 56.
For 56.
I did 56.
When you were in high school?
No. Just in general.
Exactly. That's on fucking 2 grams of gear. Chris.
That was on 1 gram of gear.
35 is like fucking.
I hit 225.
How many?
4.
For 4. See,
yeah.
that's
for
what I'm
4.
saying. But like, that's like him. That's like him benching 400 pounds, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a solid comparison. I would say if science was involved in that kind of comparison, I would be dead on right. 400 to 225 for 4. But you'd have to do 400 for 10 minimum. Otherwise,
I did it for 5. I did it for 5.
Yeah, for you, max 4. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're like, but basically, it's Riley benching 400 pounds. Yeah, for 10.
I did it for 5. I did 315 for 20. 19.
So then.
So anyway, what kept me? I was the guy in junior year of high school that like the gym teachers loved because I was so strong compared to everybody else. Like I held the record in my high school for fitness testing. Why the fuck would the gym teacher care? Like I'm thinking Coach Chick. I don't think he would give a flying fuck if I was strong. I don't play football, or because he was a gym teacher too. Or I'm thinking
we
Coach
had we had a female that looked like one of those like softball. Like it was like a definite like she was gay. Yeah, for sure.
We had definitely had one of those.
I've used the word gay a lot. Maybe we should bleep that out this time.
We will bleep that. Yeah.
Okay. She was a dyke. But
just because we got the confirmation that we can bleep things.
What? Well, I don't want to bleep that one. I mean, come on, we gotta give the people some spice.
We'll leave that.
But I feel like she was like a professional volleyball player. You know what I mean? Like she was one of those, and I can't remember their name for the life of me. But I don't think she would give a flying fuck either.
All the male teachers cared that I was so strong.
How many fucking male gym teachers did you have?
We had
seriously
Nat,
more than
Convey, one. Sergio, Isparrow. I think
how do you fucking remember your gym teachers' fucking names? What were you fucking? You guys were all fucking sitting around circle jerking each other.
You use that term a lot.
I was literally just gonna say it's like the 3rd time we used that terminology today. Chris and Riley were circle jerking before I got here.
You're just jealous
of the circle jerk. Yeah. So also how Riley got big arms.
Forearms, big forearms.
You're just gonna have to reach over to Chris. Really fucking T-Rex arms.
It's okay. They grow out, not long.
Anyway, what?
They grow out.
Yeah.
Not long.
So then, what got you into coaching? Right. That was the other question.
No, what got me into bodybuilding?
Okay.
We were talking about what got us into lifting.
Okay. So what got you into bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding, was looking for something. Well, I started like watching more. Social media got involved. I started watching more, bodybuilders and stuff like that. I became like fixated on the sport of it, and I was also working out with basically taking gear and working out with no purpose behind it, other than maybe just looking good. And I wanted like to push myself further, so I wanted to do something like go into a show or go into the sport to see how well I did. And that's when I had the coach prior to you, and then that's when I approached you in the gym.
I honestly don't even remember like my real.
That's because you're like 60.
Yeah.
So it's probably, what, 40 years ago?
Bodybuilding was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 06, 07, something like that. When like the doors opened up to like I understood. I remember literally like I was working at GNC, and back then we sold magazines. We sold like the Men's Fitness, and like I forget what the good ones were. Muscle and Fitness was one. MD mag, something like that. I forget what they were, but at the end of the day, I remember going into Hazlitt GNC, right? And my boss at the time, John, was there, and I remember there was I think he had a magazine out, and on the cover was Kevin Levrone. And I remember literally looking at that and being like, "Oh my God, dude's fucking like, is he like he's got to be the best, right?" And they're like, he's like, "No, he's not even the best. Like the best is called Mr. Olympia. He's not the but at the time, and I think at the time that was really when Ronnie was coming into his own though, and Kevin Levrone was going out the door, or maybe Kevin Levrone had already retired, and that was just I don't remember this. Like I said, I just didn't even know who the fuck he was at the time. So it was one of those ones where it was like in my mind, him not being the best was so mind blowing. That it was one of those things where I looked further into it, but then it became one of those things where, having conversation with people, and again, as I grew up and went to the gym, there was Jeffrey Chan, there was a guy, Dwayne Ball, who we used to call D-Ball, was his literal nickname. He was a natural bodybuilder, and Jeff was a natural bodybuilder, and like I saw them get shredded, and that I always aspired to that. I wanted to be that, but I didn't really contemplate bodybuilding at that point yet, right? And then it was one of those things where, again, working at GNC, seeing that, then going to that gym, seeing them, I started to put the pieces together a little bit, and then from there I was legitimately just bulking and cutting every winter and summer anyway. And it was one of those ones where I would get pretty fucking lean on a cut, you know what I mean? Like I got veins in my legs and shit like that at that point. So it was one of those ones where it's like, why aren't you competing? And I was, I don't fucking know.
Well, that's why I got a lot of that question, because like you saw me when I first came out to you, I was decently sized already.
Yeah.
On my 7th cycle of gear, just doing nothing, not training, following anything. I would say the question came up of like, why aren't you competing so much to me that I was like, I don't know, like why am I not?
Yeah.
But then I'll tell you, you were the one that got me mostly into bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like not you before, but like you held my hand through that whole prep.
Right.
Like seeing my body change from
That's cute.
the start, it is adorable. Seeing my body change from the start of when you came, like the structure of everything, to prep, to the show, and everything afterwards up until now is like what got me into bodybuilding, I would say. It's probably you.
Yeah.
As heartwarming as that might sound.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those ones that's kind of foggy as far as it, like I said, like managing everything in terms of like the timelines and putting that shit together for me. But I think bodybuilding is one of those things where it was going to be part of my life one way or the other, just based on like the trajectory of shit, where I wanted to be, what I found most appealing, like setting up my kind of like life and career around the whole concept. Like I think it would have happened eventually one way or the other, just because you're in that arena for so long. You know what I mean? It's almost like it is a test of your process and like the things and then it just became something that was like, I don't know, fit a little bit more naturally, I guess. But wait, I had a question and I forget what it was. Oh, your first cycle. You said it was 600 milligrams. How? So your first cycle wasn't orals or anything like that? It wasn't like
just
hormones?
by itself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I remember, dude, my first cycle, right? My first like actual steroid, like my first injectable cycle was like EQ. I've told this story on other podcasts before, where again, me and my buddy Al are fucking like, he buys his fucking 30, 40 ml jug of veterinarian grade fucking EQ, literally like a horse on it and shit.
Can you get me that?
Dude, this is fucking 20. I don't know. I don't even know where he got it from. But anyway,
that sounds good.
Fucking jabbed me in the ass with like an 18 gauge needle. I was like, I'm never doing that shit again. I swear to God, dude.
Like this big.
I fucking left a hole in me the size of you.
With.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But so yeah,
it's like a spoon.
It was also, I think he was drawing with it, so it was already like dull and shit too. I was like, just do
it's
it.
like that has a butter knife going into
seriously,
you.
It was bad. But that was like the first injectable thing, which honestly I think it was one of those ones too where like I went to Gold's Gym after that, and by the time I came home, I was so fucking hungry, and like I didn't even know he was supposed to make you hungry. I just remember being like fucking starving, you know. And this is probably like the day after or whatever we started injecting. But like I remember stopping. This is how good my diet was. I remember stopping at KFC. No, I stopped at fucking Sheep's Head Bagel. Remember Sheep's Head Bagel?
What do you mean remember it?
It's still there?
I had it the other day. Yeah, it's right there.
All right,
It's
fair
so
enough.
good.
Yeah, I
had a bagel there the other day.
I stopped there on the way home. I remember getting a salt bagel with fucking olive cream cheese.
Say bagel.
What?
Say bagel.
Bagel. Dude, come on. I'm not from Jersey. I got a salt bagel with olive cream cheese, which I know sounds gross, but it's fucking delicious.
Wait, what? Say a salt bagel with what?
Olive cream cheese.
That's disgusting.
No, it's fucking delicious, dude. Chris,
When was the last time you had that?
Florida?
I am from Florida.
They
Yeah,
eat
he's-
that shit in Florida.
Do they?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
They also have horrible
Yeah.
bagels, and I love Florida, but they have horrible bagels.
I'm not from Florida, by the way. I was born in Virginia, raised in Florida for the most part, then came to Jersey when I was like 10 years old or some shit like that. Anyway, bottom line is I stopped there, got
When
myself
was the
a
last time
bagel.
you had that?
What?
A salt bagel with olive cream
I don't
cheese.
remember, man. It's
That's
been a long
disgusting.
time. It's been a long time.
That's to be
I would-
against
I
the
would,
law.
I would fucking hammer that shit though right now.
Stop. No, that's
Hammer it.
against that law.
Absolutely hammer. Anyway, I'm not done with my fucking story, man. Then I stopped at fucking KFC. Does anybody remember fucking Zinger sandwiches with the fucking Zinger sauce? It was like chicken strips, chicken tenders
had
with the
KFC
Zinger sauce
one
on it.
time in my
fucking
life.
Zinger sauce was fucking fantastic back
like
in the day.
Chick-fil-A sauce?
Actually, you know what? Can we also talk about this for a second? I know I'm way off. Does anybody remember rodeo cheeseburgers from fucking Burger King? Somebody's got to know fucking rodeo cheeseburgers. These guys are fucking 8 years old. Somebody comment or something like that, whatever this is going to be, fucking Instagram, YouTube, wherever we are, rodeo cheeseburgers. Back in the day, Burger King, they're
What is
fucking
it?
cheeseburgers with barbecue sauce and fucking onion rings on them. Fucking fire. Delicious.
Hold on, first of
Absolutely.
all-
I'd
first
bang
of all-
like 8 of those things.
First of all, what's the ingredients again? A cheeseburger with barbecue sauce and onion rings?
Yeah.
It's the most basic burger I've ever heard
Watch
of in
your
my life.
fucking mouth, dude. All right? Watch your mouth.
Chris,
Why can't I have nice
That's the most
things?
basic burger. If
It's
you
got onion rings on it. Where are you getting onion rings from? McDonald's didn't have onion rings.
I could call-
Fucking,
go-
where
go
are
to
other
any
places? Chick-fil-A
restaurant
doesn't
in New
have onion
Jersey.
rings. Yeah, those are restaurants. It's different, dude. Fast food is fucking delicious.
fair.
So,
Wait, I could go to Shake Shack right now and get that same thing.
where's their Shake Shack, dude?
They're opening one in Middletown,
Shake
actually.
Shack didn't even exist in 2007.
Oh, I forgot you're old.
So, anyway, Google rodeo cheeseburger, please. Anyway...
Put it on. Put it on the pod.
My first like actual cycle, I remember buying D-ball from this fat kid. He's fat as hell, right? I don't know why. Like in my mind at the time, I'm like, oh yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's just fat, dude. He's definitely just a fucking cow, right? But I remember he gave me this whole fucking Tic Tac container full of
Wait, was it a
D-balls,
T- a
right?
Tic Tac container?
Legit Tic Tac. So I don't even know
That's
if these things are
hilarious.
real at all, right?
He gave you white Tic
Dude,
Tacs.
the way that he told me to take them was literally like, it's basically like take 1 a day, take 2 a day, take 1 a day for a week, 2 a day for a week, 3 a day for a week, 4 a day for a week. Yeah, I don't think that doesn't look like rodeo cheeseburger, but we'll go with that.
Let me see this.
Is that looks like Arby's? Is that Arby's?
That's no Porto. I don't even know where that is.
It's not Burger King. Come on, Chris, pay attention, man.
Hold on.
Pay
It's not
attention.
Burger King, son.
Here we go.
We need to
That's
do-
it.
That's actually
Looks delicious.
foul looking.
No, it's delicious.
You gonna put that? You're gonna
It's
put a picture on the
fucking delicious.
pod? That looks disgusting. That looks absolutely disgusting.
It's delicious. My mouth is watering right now.
From the D-ball?
I'm gonna spit on Riley's couch just to get rid of this shit. Fucking. If
It
we're,
might be the Zin that's in your mouth. That's why.
I don't have any Zin in right now. Anyway, the D-ball. Yeah, I went up, went down. And
Wait, so you went up to 200 milligrams of D-ball?
I don't even know how many milligrams they were, dude. How do you know they were fucking 15 milligrams? Maybe they were 10. I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue what I didn't even know what D-ball was. The kid just told me
He
they were
gave
going to
you
get me fucking
Altoids in a
huge.
fucking
Yeah, and to be honest with you, oh my god, we're not cutting this. The lights are out. Can you see me? Can you see
You're
me?
scared. You probably see me get scared on the fucking. I scared the shit out of him. Just turn on the lamp.
We pay him for this.
What?
We pay Chris for this.
Yeah, I know. And
Way
he
to go,
just
Chris.
he just
Way
destroyed
to go.
the entire studio.
I expect another discount on top of the discount that was already applied today.
Wait, check.
Just to let you know, Chris just destroyed the.
Oh no. Oh no. Can you see me in the way that I'm gaily sitting on the couch?
You're trying. Everybody can see you. You can see you in dark. Your skin's so white.
Yeah, like you're fucking any better. Why are you so red, by the way? Is your blood pressure through the roof, or did you get a
No,
tan?
actually, I just checked. My blood pressure's good.
Have you been tanning?
No, I'm just laughing. I'm sweating.
So yeah, I took a whole bunch of D-ball. To be honest with you, I can't even remember. I don't think it did anything.
That's so.
He probably sold me
I'm
fucking
literally
like
dead.
fucking
That's so
like
funny.
hamster pellets or something
That's what
like
I'm
that.
saying. He gave you fucking.
But I
Tic-Tacs.
genuinely don't remember. Like maybe my strength did go up, but like when you're that young, like your strength isn't really like anything too. Like I don't know. I just wasn't. I don't know.
My second cycle was Tren.
Was it really?
Yeah. I just went all out. I'm just like, all right, I did 600 milligrams of test. Let's go 800 and let's go 600 Tren.
I honestly, I don't think I touched Tren until like
My bench press went up.
I was like 30 years old.
My bench press went up from like two. No, actually, I'm not going to do it because it's going to make it sound really good.
Why? Where did it go from?
It went from like, I think I hit 275 for 1 to like 350 for 4. Like I just like every fucking week I did chest. It was just, let's go another
What's
20
most of your
pounds.
bench?
445.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember getting to a point.
I did 405 for 5.
I was doing 375 was like my top set of bench, and I was like 27, 28 years old, and I remember sitting down on the bench one day. It's literally at Workout World in Marlboro, sitting down on the bench to bench, unracking 375, doing it for a couple reps, and like having just shooting pain going up my forearms and biceps, and I literally like a switch turned on, and I'm like. Literally in my head, I swear to God, I'm thinking to myself, like, is that inflammation? Like, I honestly, I didn't even know what the fuck. I'm like, why does it hurt so bad? Like
inflammation.
Yeah, like I remember like legitimately thinking like, why is that so painful? Like, what is happening to my arm? Like, it feels fine when I put the weight down, and then when I pick up the weight and the weight's heavy in my hands, shooting pain up my forearm and my bicep, and I'm like,
love that.
I think I'm getting old, dude. Like, I think I'm actually feeling
At 27
like,
years old, you're like, I think I'm getting old.
well, because remember, at that point, I was training every day. I'd worked in a gym. I'd been in that fucking lifestyle for fucking, 10 years at that point, doing it fucking. And like I said, that was my whole point with like the consistency thing, where it's like, I feel like I went to the gym with a lot of people when we were younger, my friends and shit. Like, whether it was Al, whoever it was, because again, the kid Al got me into fucking juicing to begin with. But it was one of those things, but it was one of those things where, it was like, I feel like people when they went to the gym or like you had they would be like, in the gym for a couple months and then fall off. And then go back to the gym for a few months and then fall off. And there was literally a point where it was like, I didn't understand how people did that. I honestly, it didn't like make any sense to me. Like it wasn't a matter of like trying to sound like I'm better than you because I'm consistent. I didn't even know what the fuck consistent was at the time. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things where it's like, it never made any sense to me to go do anything really for such a short period of time and then stop doing it and expect to kind of get anywhere with it. It was just, I don't know. It was one of those things in my mind where it just didn't make any sense whatsoever to go and stop and go and stop. Like, why would you want to start over all the time? It made no sense to me. You know what I mean? So by the time I was 27, I feel like I had so much fucking hours under my fucking belt that it's like, I was probably fucking, other people are, 37 now, and they don't have anywhere near the amount of fucking, road travel that I have as far as actually training in the gym for so long. And for me, it was one of those things too, where it was like, there was a point where like I could wake up at the age of 27, look back, like, God damn, when was the last time I've taken more than a day off a week? Like, or having a day off here and there once in a while. Like, I literally
that's
never
funny you said
took
that.
off.
Like, up until I started training with you, and like you forced me to take, like, in the peak of my off season, I was at 4 days a week training and 3 days off. Like, which I was doing 6-7 days. I would get one rest day if I had something to do. Mm-hmm. Like, I was training 7 days a week every day, especially when I started gear. And like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm recovering faster, so I'm just gonna take no time off. I'm just gonna keep going to the gym every fucking day, nonstop until.
Did you feel like you had to though at some point?
Yes. What do you mean?
You like to maintain your results? Did you feel like you had to go to the gym
Every
6-7
single
days
day,
a week? Yeah. Did it
Every
make
day.
you anxious if you didn't go?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in a bad mood, cranky. Like I remember.
I would think I'm getting fat. Either that or my penis was getting smaller again.
You're so fixated on that.
I was saying.
My
penis grew. It's not true.
That's not true. That's definitely not true. Irish curse, buddy.
He would know. What size shoe you wear?
We're not gonna go over that.
What size shoe you wear?
It's a 9.
Really?
Yeah. What size shoe do you wear?
9.
Okay, we're on the same page.
There's definitely a link there. There's definitely a link. Like, some dude shows up and he's wearing size 8 sneakers. You know he's got a tiny little pud.
It's Irish
Chris,
curse,
what
baby.
size shoe you wear?
All right, I'm not gonna lie, my shoes are a 9, but Converse.
What the fuck? Your shoes are 9?
But they
First of all, you're 6'5".
Yeah, how do you not? You should be the most insecure person in the world. Chris definitely has a tiny little winker. I feel actually
Converse
pretty.
run a size small. You know that they do.
Oh, so what are you, a size 10?
10, 10 and a half.
Buddy, you're like
Congratulations,
6'7".
bro. You went from fucking 4 inches to 5. You're now average. What the fuck are we talking about here? Honestly,
10 and a half.
I am the king of this room right now. Like, I'm feeling pretty confident in myself
think
right
so?
now. Yeah.
You have bleach on your sock.
Again?
Yeah, I thought it was the same sock. Tim, you're not.
I mean, I only have this kind of sock.
You only have
maybe
that
it's
pair
just
of socks?
Yeah, I only have these socks. I literally have no other socks.
So you just wear dirty socks all
Amazon,
day?
baby. They're like $14, and I just, I wear
For
them.
how many?
Yeah, you get a pack of
14 for
20,
one
right?
pair?
Yeah, and then I just buy more. You know what I'm saying? Then
14
buy
for
more.
one pair?
I'm pretty sure. No, it's $14 for a fucking little box of them.
I'm
And they come all
nervous.
rolled up in the box. I got like 10 boxes of them.
I was nervous.
Living life, baby. Living life.
I just bought sweatpants from the TikTok shop. Fire.
What sweatpants? What do you mean TikTok shop?
TikTok shop. You know the TikTok shop that we're trying to get on for Aries?
And we have sweatpants on there?
No. I just bought random sweatpants off TikTok shop.
So you don't know what sweatpants they are?
They're not branded.
So why the fuck? Wait, like I
They're
don't understand.
$3.40.
So like, how did you find them? Like they just.
There was an ad on
What'd
my
you say?
TikTok.
$3.40?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I'll send you the link.
How do you know they're fire?
I have them.
Oh, they came?
Yeah, I have 3 pairs. I bought 3 colors.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going to show you them.
$3.40.
I'm going to send you the link.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I can't, honestly, I can't. I want to make fun of you, but it's like, it's a savvy move, bro. That's a savvy move. That is a very, very savvy move.
Just know
that's how he
that's something-
affords all his bison. Because he buys $3.40
It's a
fucking
trade-off.
pants.
I buy budget pants, but I can get quality meat.
Yeah, and lots of fucking growth hormone. I can't argue with you on that one, dude.
Listen,
Honestly, that makes good
that's
fucking
what we're
math.
doing.
That makes good logic right
Yeah,
there. 1 + 1
priorities.
definitely equals 2. All right, so we're back again for the 3rd time. And the question now is your favorite cheat meal.
Or free meal.
Yeah, whatever. Free meal, cheat meal.
Same
People
thing.
know what we're talking about here.
Okay.
And Riley's is,
Shake Shack, 100%. I don't fuck with Five Guys.
which, what? Why?
I don't. I
Five
think
Guys
it's low
has
poverty.
been the most underrated thing recently.
No, stop.
People hate on Five Guys for
Stop.
some reason
Stop.
recently, and it's completely and totally like
Stop.
unnecessary. Five Guys is the one thing you say about Five Guys is it
Trash.
doesn't matter what fucking dirty fucking like trashy fucking trailer park person is behind the counter making your food. It's fucking delicious every fucking time.
I disagree.
Every time. What do you mean you disagree?
It's
You can't
okay.
fucking disagree.
It's
It's
okay.
fucking fact.
No, it's
you
okay.
You can't disagree.
It's-
This isn't
it's-
an opinion-based fucking
No,
argument.
Incorrect. It's okay at best.
Can we
On
Google how many Shake Shacks there are worldwide versus how many Five
That-
Guys there are
that
worldwide?
doesn't mean anything.
It absolutely
No,
means
it
something.
doesn't.
If there are that many more Five Guys than there are Shake Shack, they claim market saturation, bro. Like, that is just fucking like, I mean, what do you get? Like, more people want Five Guys. Don't get butthurt over it.
Okay, so have you ever been to the West Coast and had In-N-Out Burger?
I've never been to the West Coast, period.
Have you had In-N-Out Burger?
I have not.
Because they go like mid.
But there's not, how many In-N-Out burgers are there?
Okay, but it's rated the best fucking fast food burger.
Rated by who?
Like there's a poll. I just watched it. I
There's
just
a
saw
poll.
it. I just saw it on the fucking Jerry
I'll make
News
a
on
fucking poll
Instagram,
right now
guy.
and put it on my Instagram. Doesn't mean it's fucking factual.
Because nobody's gonna vote on your fucking poll. I'm looking this up right now.
You can look it up all you want. What's it? What were you fucking looking up? Zagat? The fuck you looking up?
What is Zagat?
It's a fucking food rating thing. It's hard for me not to follow up with that. It's really hard. So you like burgers in general though are your jam?
Yeah,
or
no,
just
yeah,
it's got to be
burgers.
specifically Shake Shack.
No, burgers in general. 100% burgers. Actually, wait. Does the steak count? I guess the steak would count because they cook in butter
Yeah,
and
free
oil.
meal's a free meal is a free meal.
I guess.
Like, what would you want? Like, if you were on death row and it was your last meal, like, what are you going with?
Oh my god. That's different than a free meal that I can have on a regular weekly basis.
Why?
Because like a last meal is like.
All right, so what would be your last meal?
Fuck.
And dessert.
I don't. Well, dessert. Probably just like. Dessert's pretty
I'm
basic.
fucking hungry right now too.
Wait, what would your dessert be? I think mine would be like a big warm brownie with ice cream on top. I fuck with that. That's nice.
That does sound good.
That's nice.
Does sound good.
Or like a warm cookie with ice cream on top. Same shit.
I think I would go like fuck.
That's what I'm saying. That's hard. Bro.
I think I would honestly go with like a homemade yellow cake, right, with chocolate fucking frosting on it.
Wait, okay. Fuck.
Or
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Or a holiday shaped Reese's cup that's been in the freezer for
No,
a
but
minute.
I know you're fucking obsessed with Reese's.
Oh, Reese's cups
I
are
know
so
you're
fucking
obsessed
good.
with Reese's.
Honestly,
Ridiculous.
it depends. Like, if I can only have a little bit, I'll probably go cake, right? But if I can have an unlimited amount, I'm going Reese's cups holiday flavored holiday shaped.
I think I'm gonna
Not regular cups.
I think I'm
It's
gonna
whack.
take back my dessert and say like a homemade yellow cake with vanilla frosting on
You
it.
just fucking said exactly what I fucking
I know,
said. with
but I
different
thought about
frosting.
it, and it's
honestly,
fucking
vanilla
amazing.
frosting's fucking. I was gonna say gay. Vanilla frosting is fucking.
You just okay.
It's fucking like homoerotic.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. 100%. Vanilla icing is fucking.
No, it's not.
I want
It's 10
everybody,
times better than
everybody
chocolate.
comment
You-
on whatever
no,
thing
no, no,
we're
no,
on.
no, no, no.
Comment
Vanilla-
down below how. I'm trying to stay away from. Comment down below how
No, vanilla
fucking
is the
stupid
best.
vanilla
What are you
fucking
talking
icing is.
about?
Vanilla icing is
You're
gross.
drunk.
Dude. It's gross. First and foremost, chocolate runs the world. Like you can't not like anybody will tell you chocolate's good. Chris, vanilla icing or chocolate ice cream?
I would go chocolate.
You're fucking right you'd go chocolate. You know why? Because you're fucking intelligent.
They don't correlate. First of all,
Call your neighbor real quick. There's somebody outside smoking cigarettes. I can smell it from here. Just fucking shout out there. Chocolate or vanilla icing? Bet you $1 million my dude is fucking screaming back chocolate. What are you doing? You looking up Zagat again?
no.
Good. You've learned your lesson. So
I'm calling
definitely,
Marina.
so that would be, who are you calling?
Marina.
Marina doesn't, okay, go ahead. Marina's Puerto Rican. She's probably going to say like strawberry or something like that. Strawberry?
We're in the middle of a hold on. We're in the middle of the podcast and we have an argument. I need your help here.
Oh God. Okay.
You're on speaker. So Tim said chocolate frosting or chocolate ice cream, and I said
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Whoa.
Continue.
No chocolate
Wait,
ice cream.
wait.
Okay, hold on, Marina, hold on.
Shh. We're talking a homemade cake, right, with yellow inside and chocolate frosting or vanilla frosting.
Vanilla frosting.
What
Yes,
the
Marina,
fuck?
I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I swear to God,
You're 100%
ECC has
with me.
been disbanded. I want nothing to do with any of you people anymore.
Well, if it's a no, it has to be chocolate, vanilla.
What?
Like a chocolate
frosting
cake with
vanilla
chocolate-
Cake. I mean, it's probably fire, but it's not what I would.
No, you're doing vanilla. With a yellow cake, you're doing vanilla.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you
Okay,
say
thank
you
you.
don't, with a yellow cake you're doing vanilla? First and foremost, that's white on white crime, right? Like that's not even something that we like see on a regular basis here, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not normal, right? Secondarily, why would it matter? Like why, so now you're saying chocolate has to be on chocolate?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Honestly, there's something
No,
disturbingly
Marina, I'm
racist.
telling you, it's
there's something
yellow cake.
disturbingly like that's what's it
Well,
called? when you
first
put
of all,
like,
first
the
of all,
people
he
in the
thought you were
same
gonna say
area?
strawberry.
Yeah, that's
But-
segregation like a motherfucker. You guys, that's segregation to the highest level.
He thought you were gonna say mint or strawberry.
Not mint, strawberry. What? Where'd you get mint from? You just made that shit up. Puerto Ricans
Mint
like
is gross.
Puerto Ricans like fruity stuff. Like you guys have strawberry. I'm trying to do it, but it's not going out with my accent. Banana.
Wait. But honestly, like if I had icings in front of me, I'm making a cake for me or a cupcake. I'm not putting icing on it. I hate icing.
Oh, I've got to hang up on you. Sorry. See you later.
I'm actually with her on icing.
No,
I want chocolate. If it's not chocolate, I don't want icing. Period. I don't want any. I don't want fucking pink icing. I don't want fucking blue icing. I don't want your fucking vanilla fucking white person icing. I want chocolate fucking icing, or don't give me any. I'd rather just have straight up yellow cake, which would be fucking banging on its own.
No.
All right. So vanilla frosting's whack, and I feel like I'm going to win that one by a landslide.
No.
We definitely
Marina
need a
was on
poll.
my side. Chris is on the
my
dumb
side,
side.
But she's Puerto Rican, so that counts for like a half of a vote. Where Chris is Italian, that's at least a whole vote.
He's dressed like
win.
a fisherman. That's
We're
half
gonna
a
say
vote.
that twice.
Fuck. Well, I mean, at the end of the day,
He's 6'7", wearing a size 9 shoe. He don't count.
Fuck. It's a good
That
call.
counts as chocolate, bro.
It's a good call. I can't argue with that math, actually, Chris. Honestly, I feel.
Not math. Guys.
Buddy, you're 6'7" with a size 9. Stop
All
playing.
right.
So we're in the same. We're both 1.5. We need more.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Comment
to do
below.
a poll.
Vanilla's
But wait,
best.
what about the meal though?
The
Your
meal?
death row meal. Chris, what would be your death row meal?
Probably tacos.
Really?
I like tacos. I like Spanish food. Yeah. Or empanadas.
I like tacos. I like them. I like them a lot.
Love them shit, bro. Tear into that shit.
What's your
Where are you going for tacos?
Have my mom make them.
Really?
homemade? Okay, now we're
Ever make
talking.
empanadas or something?
Is your mom Italian?
No, she's Spanish. My dad's Italian.
You're not 100% Italian? What kind of Spanish is it?
From Argentina.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you told me that. I think we knew that.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Argentinian tacos.
What's your free meal? Or your cheat
Argentinian?
meal? Your death row
Sure.
meal.
Argentine, same thing.
Argentine.
Clementine?
Argentine.
Oh, Clementine. You said a little different. What's your death row meal?
My death row meal, honestly, I think I'd have to stick to Danino's pizza. It's got to be Danino's, fresh from the oven, pepperoni.
I gotta do a steak.
Rapid. No, wait. Danino's pizza and Danino's mozzarella sticks. Fucking. Yeah,
What?
all day, baby. One mozzarella stick, one fucking slice of pizza, and then at some
Let me
point
see that again. How do you do it?
I'm probably gonna put a
How do you do
mozzarella
it?
stick. I'm fucking double fisting mozzarella sticks in my fucking face. At one point, I'm gonna put a mozzarella stick in a fucking thing of pizza. I'm gonna fucking
Pause.
fold that shit together, and I'm gonna go with it hard. So what do? You're just doing Shake Shack for your fucking
No,
death row
like
meal?
probably a steak.
For a death row meal? Just a steak?
Barclay Prime in Philly, a American Wagyu filet, and their Wagyu cheesesteak. Holy shit. I'm telling you right now, it's a $400 meal, but it's absolutely
It's a rare day that I'm going to tell you that I respect you, but I can respect that one. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
sex. Oh my God. Bro, that is the best cheesesteak I've ever had. It's a Wagyu sliced cheesesteak. It comes with half a bottle of champagne, and it is fucking sex.
Bottle of champagne.
It's fucking
Bro.
outrageous. It's
Bro.
outlandish how good it is.
Okay.
It should be illegal how good it is.
Just say, yeah. I mean, I guess. You know?
It's so fucking good. That's my death row meal.
All right. Cool. So we got that all situated except for the dessert fiasco.
Yeah, we need votes
Have
on
you
that
ever had Danino's pizza?
No.
Have you ever had Danino's pizza?
Fire.
Absolutely fire.
Are you
right?
gonna bring it next time?
Most likely not. Dude, it takes like an hour to get their fucking pizza, legitimately.
Why?
like because it's you. First and foremost,
Didn't
they
Dave
don't
Portnoy
deliver.
didn't Dave Portnoy review that one?
Yeah, and it got like a fucking, I don't know, like something high, like an
Wasn't it
8.9,
8.4?
9.2. No, well, it's definitely high. It was one of the highest ones in Jersey for sure.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's so many of those fucking reviews. I don't know what it is now. All I know is it was high. But they don't deliver. You can't get slices, right? Even when you're in there. Like, you have to walk in, buy a pie. When you sit down, it's legitimately packed. We used to go with the kids, but it's one of those ones where it's like you're waiting 45 minutes for a table and the kids always
I'm
freak
gonna
out.
go and get a pie next Thursday.
Fucking
I'm getting a pie next Thursday.
You can't live life
Remind me,
without having
Chris.
Danino's pizza. Like, you can't. Like,
I've never
that's-
had it.
Honestly, I kid you, I was always a burger and fry guy. Always. My entire life, I was a burger and fries guy until I had Danino's pizza. And I was never a big pizza guy, ever. I was never like a huge pizza guy.
Oh, that was what we were talking about. That I haven't had probably a slice of pizza since the summer of 2022.
I'm also the guy, though, too, where like I know people are like, you know, pizza's hard to do wrong. I disagree, bro. I hate certain pizza. Hate it. Like, I can't do La Madonna pizza, which is right around the corner from my house. I can't do Esposito's pizza, which is right around the corner from our house. I can't do that pizza. Like, to me, it's like, it's a waste. It's like complete and total waste of calories. Like, it literally frustrates me how shitty their pizza is. Danino's, though, fuck. Give it to me all day
remind me,
long,
a
bro.
pie. Wait, what kind of pie do you like?
Pepperoni. Plain or pepperoni? I can go.
I'll
plain.
go half and
Plain's
half.
good for me, yeah.
You have to remind me a pie and half pepperoni, half plain, and mozzarella sticks.
But then I'm bringing my own thing of baby wipes because I will be shitting my brains out afterwards. I'll do the podcast from the toilet. I'm just gonna fucking leave shit rings all over fucking Riley's toilet. Well, it probably will be here next time I come in too. Just saying.
I do clean. I have cleaning people. They come next Wednesday.
That's not true. There's his own shit rings on there right now.
My toilet's fucking
I'm about to clean his
clean.
bathroom for him before I leave.
You never mind. My apartment's very clean.
It is. I've given you credit for that before. At your age, if I was a single dude at home, my apartment would be fucking filthy.
I don't like. I can't. Like
I
that
would say- I
bag on
would
the
say-
floor right now is
I
giving me
wouldn't say-
anxiety.
I wouldn't say filthy. I would say it would be one of those things where like I'm the person where I'm going to straighten up and like I'll wipe down the counters and shit like that. But then I'll notice that I got fucking cobwebs in the corner and I got fucking. I'm like, oh shit, ceiling fans. How do you get dust off of ceiling fans? Everybody's looking up like they're ceiling fans. There's not ceiling fans.
I don't have
here.
ceiling fans or
I know.
overhead lighting.
But I'm just saying, like I'm that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'll do the superficial cleaning, and then I'm like,
But
somebody.
if someone really looks into it,
yeah,
your
like a
place is
female's
dirty.
definitely got to come clean something.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have to look far though. Cobwebs are everywhere. Anyway,
I don't have any cobwebs.
and I'm not saying here. I'm saying if it were my place. Now he's double checking to make sure it doesn't have cobwebs.
Just
It smells
checking.
like cigarettes in this place though.
That's because they smoke underneath me.
That's not true. He smokes in here.
I smoked a cigarette and I couldn't tell you how long.
Tons of cigarettes.
Years.
All right, so that's it.
ECC off the clock.
Marina's not here to do like the intro, outro stuff. So we're just going to fucking leave you guys with have a good one. We appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll see you next week. Yeah, more of the same stuff.